Poverty isn't just a lack of money. It's a trap designed with hidden fees, predatory practices, and systemic disadvantages. Uncover the invisible burdens that keep millions stuck. We often think of poverty as simply the absence of wealth, a state of not having enough. But for millions around the world, poverty is far more insidious. It's a trap, a complex web of hidden costs, systemic disadvantages, and predatory practices that actively work to keep people from escaping. It's a constant uphill battle where every step forward is met with invisible burdens, making the climb to financial stability feel impossible. The truth is, it costs more to be poor, and these hidden costs are a significant, often overlooked factor in perpetuating cycles of poverty. Today, we're going to expose the invisible burdens that weigh down the poor, revealing the financial penalties, the systemic barriers, and the psychological toll that makes escaping poverty an extraordinary feat. This isn't about blaming individuals. It's about illuminating the structural inequities that make life disproportionately expensive for those with the least. Prepare to see the true cost of poverty and understand why breaking free is so incredibly difficult. Let's uncover the hidden taxes on the poor. One of the most glaring hidden costs is the poverty premium in banking and financial services. If you have a stable income and a good credit score, you have access to affordable banking services, free checking accounts, low-interest loans, and credit cards with rewards. But if you are low-income, unbanked, or have a poor credit history, you often pay significantly more for basic financial necessities. Consider check cashing services. For those without bank accounts, cashing a paycheck can incur fees ranging from 1% to 5% of the check's value. This might seem small, but over a year, it can amount to hundreds of dollars that could have been saved or spent on essentials. Similarly, payday loans, short-term, high-interest loans designed to bridge the gap until the next paycheck, can carry annual percentage rates, APRs, of 400% or more. While they offer quick cash, they often trap borrowers in a cycle of debt, as the fees and interest quickly outstrip the principal. Even basic banking can be more expensive. Low balance fees, overdraft fees, and ATM fees disproportionately affect those with limited funds. The irony is cruel. Those who can least afford it are forced to pay more for the very services that could help them manage their money. Beyond financial services, the poor often face higher costs for basic necessities. This is particularly evident in areas like food, housing, and utilities. Many low-income neighborhoods are food deserts, lacking access to affordable, fresh groceries. Residents are forced to rely on convenience stores or gas stations, where prices are higher and healthy options are scarce. This means paying more for less nutritious food, contributing to health issues that further drain limited resources. In housing, low-income renters often pay a higher percentage of their income on rent and may live in substandard housing with higher utility bills due to poor insulation or outdated appliances. They also face higher security deposits and may be subject to predatory landlord practices. Even utilities can be more expensive. Some areas have tiered pricing that penalizes lower consumption or lack access to competitive energy providers. The cumulative effect is that every essential item, from a gallon of milk to a kilowatt of electricity, costs more for those who are already struggling to make ends meet. Transportation disadvantages represent another significant hidden cost. For many low-income individuals, reliable transportation is a major barrier to employment, education, and health care. Owning a car can be prohibitively expensive due to purchase costs, insurance, maintenance, and fuel. And if a car breaks down, the repair costs can be devastating, leading to job loss or missed opportunities. Public transportation, while often more affordable, can be inefficient, unreliable, and geographically limited, especially in sprawling urban or rural areas. This means longer commute times, less access to better-paying jobs further afield, and increased stress. For those without access to public transport or a reliable vehicle, expensive ride-sharing services or taxis become the only option for emergencies or critical appointments, further eroding their meager income. The lack of efficient, affordable transportation perpetuates a cycle of limited access to opportunities, making it harder to improve one's economic situation. The poor also pay a significant time tax and face immense administrative burdens. Navigating social services, applying for benefits, or dealing with bureaucratic processes often requires countless hours spent filling out complex forms, waiting in long lines, and making multiple phone calls. This time is not just inconvenient, it's time that could be spent working, caring for family, or pursuing education. For example, applying for food assistance or housing aid can involve multiple interviews, mountains of paperwork, and frequent recertifications. Missing a single document or appointment can lead to delays or denial of critical support. This administrative burden is often designed with the implicit assumption that applicants have ample time, reliable internet access, and the cognitive bandwidth to navigate complex systems. Assumptions that are often false for those living in poverty. The system, inadvertently or intentionally, makes it harder for those who need help the most to access it, effectively taxing their most precious non-monetary resource: time. Health disparities and medical debt are another devastating hidden cost. Poverty is strongly correlated with poorer health outcomes due to factors like inadequate nutrition, stressful living conditions, lack of access to preventative care, and exposure to environmental hazards. Chronic illnesses are more prevalent among low-income populations, leading to higher medical expenses. Even with health insurance, high deductibles, co-pays, and uncovered services can quickly accumulate into overwhelming medical debt. A single emergency room visit or a chronic condition can wipe out meager savings and push families deeper into poverty. The choice between paying for medicine or putting food on the table is a grim reality for many. This creates a vicious cycle. Poverty leads to poor health, which leads to medical debt, which further entrenches poverty. The cost of being sick is exponentially higher when you are poor, making it incredibly difficult to break free from the cycle. Perhaps the most insidious hidden cost is the psychological toll and cognitive load that poverty imposes. Living in constant financial insecurity creates chronic stress, which has a profound impact on cognitive function. Research shows that scarcity, whether of money or time, consumes mental bandwidth, reducing a person's ability to focus, plan, and make optimal decisions. This isn't about intelligence. It's about the sheer mental burden of constantly managing crises, making impossible choices, and worrying about basic survival. This cognitive load can lead to what appears to be poor decision-making. For example, choosing a payday loan despite its high interest, or making impulsive purchases. But these are often rational responses to immediate, overwhelming pressure. The constant stress of poverty can also lead to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues, further eroding a person's capacity to work, learn, and escape their circumstances. It's a hidden tax on the mind, making it harder to think clearly and strategically about long-term solutions. So, poverty is far more than just a lack of money. It's a complex system of hidden costs, systemic barriers, and psychological burdens that make escaping its grip incredibly challenging. From the poverty premium in financial services to higher costs for basic necessities, transportation disadvantages, the time tax, medical debt, and the profound psychological toll, these invisible forces conspire to keep millions trapped. Understanding these hidden costs isn't just about empathy. It's about recognizing the structural inequities that perpetuate poverty and advocating for systemic change. It's about building a society where the path to financial stability is not an obstacle course designed to trip up those who need help the most. The question isn't why people can't escape poverty, but how anyone manages to break free given the immense weight of these hidden burdens. Are you ready to see the true cost of poverty and join the fight for a more equitable future?